Find the value of this trig function right here. Okay, well, I don't have an angle, and it's telling me to find the secant of an angle. I don't have one. I don't even have a picture, but this is what I do have. I can just make a picture, just like that. So what I have is a point floating around out here. What this point tells us is this length goes from 0 to negative root 15, which means that length is root 15. We know that this guy goes up to 7, so I have a height of 7, and I don't know what this is. It's asking me to find secant theta. So if I spell out toa, I care about the ka, my cousin, because secant is 1 over cosine. So secant theta is going to be the reciprocal of adjacent over hypotenuse, so hypotenuse over adjacent. Well, terrific news. I have my adjacent. I don't have my hypotenuse, so let's break out the old Pythagorean theorem. C is already called C. I called it C for a reason. We'll call you A. We'll call you B. And I have A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So I called A 7, so 7 squared is 49. I called B the square root of 15, so the square root of 15 squared is 15. And C squared is, I don't know yet. Oh, God is good, because 49 plus 15 is a perfect 64. Perfect because it's a perfect square. In order to get C all by itself, you square root. C is 64. Square rooted, that becomes 8. So secant theta, and I'll write it over here because I know I'm going to have to take one more step. I'm going to write it down here, is the hypotenuse 8 over the adjacent, which is the square root of 15. You never can have the square root on the bottom of a fraction, can you? So we have to multiply the top and the bottom by root 15 over root 15. You got to rationalize this guy. So when we do that, we have root 15 times root 15, which is 15, because root 15 squared. You become 8 root 15. Now, before we circle this and be happy and call this a day, we care about secants. Okay? Sine is positive here and positive here. Cosine is negative here and negative here. Secant is a cos function. And since everything happens in quadrant 2, this guy ends up being negative. Can't forget that little detail. Very easy to forget after doing all that work. But we did it. We had a great time doing it, didn't we? Didn't we, boys and girls?